Not ready.
And welcome back to the 4-Point Plan. This is episode 37. Is that even possible? Is it 37? How the hell did we get to 37? Last week I said it was 35. I wasn't even right. I can't even keep track anymore. There's so many 4-Point Plan podcasts out there. It's magical. It's beautiful. It's changing lives. It's saving lives. It is March 7th, 2021, in the land of pandemic and coronavirus. We're all getting better, and all of you are getting better, and we're all staying sober, and we're all doing it with the 4-Point Plan. What's the 4-Point Plan, you ask? Who are these weird dudes on the screen? They're on the radio. They're telling you about the 4-Point Plan. My name is JR. I'm a drug counselor in Los Angeles, California, and I'm here to bring you the message of the 4-Point Plan, which is very simply 90 and 90, get sponsored, get home group, get a commitment. I know these two guys, man. They did the 4-Point Plan. They went to 90 meetings in 90 days. They got sponsors. They got home groups. They got commitments. And then they stayed clean and sober, and their lives became beautiful and magnificent. And they joined me on a podcast, and they're here today like always. So without further ado, let me introduce my friends. Let's start with Mr. Guy. Say hello, Guy.
Hello, Guy. Hello, world. Hello, JR. Hello, Sean. Good to see you guys this morning.
Well, heck yeah, man. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to be clean and sober. Sean, tell these people
Indeed.
Hello with the 4-Point Plan.
Good morning. Thanks for having me back on the show. Long-time 4-Point Planner.
First time caller, long time planner.
That's what I was going to say, but it didn't really make sense. So
It doesn't make sense, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome that you're here, and it's awesome that you're here for a 4-Point Plan. Let's talk about it a little more in depth. 90 meetings in 90 days. I say you go to an AA meeting, an NA meeting, a CA meeting, a CMA meeting. You could go to Overeaters Anonymous meeting. Find
Smart
yourself
meeting.
someplace where you fit in. Get in where you fit in. I used to go to Heroin Anonymous meetings, and those things were dope.
Even Smart Recovery. Hey, even Smart Recovery works for some.
I don't know anybody that Smart Recovery works for, but if you say so, I believe you.
Dope, huh?
What?
Yes, Heroin Anonymous is dope, but there was never any money in the 7 tradition basket. It was good ass meetings though. So 90 and 90, man. Get in where you fit in. Find a meeting you can go to every day for the first 3 months of your sobriety. Do that and then come back and talk to us, and we'll give you some more instructions beyond that. But to get started, you want to do 90 and 90, okay? Next thing you want to do is you want to find yourself a sponsor. You want to find somebody who's been through the 12 steps, know how the 12 step work, so that they can teach you how to stay sober. Next up, you want to get a home group, which is a place that you can fit in, man, a place where you can go always. Every week, we know you're going to be there at the same time, same place, same bad channel, right? So you want to get yourself a home group. And finally, you want to get service commitments, maybe more than one. Like some people are like, oh, well, I'm the greeter once a week. Well, that's cool. You're doing something. But how about getting like 3 commitments, 4 commitments, 5 commitments? Get a lot of commitments. Give yourself lots of reasons to be in meetings because you want to be in meetings. Why you want to be in meetings? Because being in meetings saves your lives, okay? The other day, I'm sitting in a meeting, and this character says, hey, I just finished my 90 and 90, and now I don't have to go to meetings every day, and I have to figure out how to balance my recovery. And I was like, who the fuck is talking to this kid? Where are they getting this bad information? What the fuck do you mean now that you finished 90 and 90, you need to go find some balance? You know what that sounded like to me? It sounded like he has a little disease inside his brain saying, hey, you should get some balance now that you did 90 and 90, you should balance. Maybe balance by not going to meetings and going back to getting fucked up all the time. That's a good balance. Why don't you try that one? Because that's really what's happening. When I hear someone who's got 91 days clean say, oh, I'm going to stop going to meetings every day because I need to get some balance. I'm like, man, fuck your balance. That don't make no goddamn sense. Get some fucking recovery. Get some more recovery. You got 90 days in. How about you do 100 and 100? Why not try that? Why don't you do 180 and 180? Why don't you see what that does for you? For me, man, I don't need no fucking balance. I'll tell you what I need. I need more recovery, because the more recovery I get, the more fucking rewards I get, man. I didn't never fucking get any rewards. Here's my thing. How much fucking balance did you have when you were using? Huh? Let's see. You skipped all your fucking family appointments. You called off work all the time. You got arrested. Like, where's the balance in that? Like, oh, well, my kid's got a quinceanera. I got to go to the quinceanera. So I got it balanced. Balance is very important. I got to spend time with my wife. Dude, you didn't give a fuck about spending time with your wife when you were sucking dick for crack, did you? Nah, you need to fucking forget about the balance, and you need to get your ass into some more recovery. Like, I didn't have a 90-day drug habit. Like, that wasn't my drug problem was not only 90 days and that's it. I did drugs for fucking many years, bro. Many fucking years. And so you know what I needed to do? I needed to go to meetings for many fucking years. 90 and 90 is there to fucking get you started. It's part of the 4-point plan. It's one of the things I tell people over and over again. Go to a meeting every day for 3 months. But after that, go for another fucking 3 months. Maybe go to a meeting every day for 3 years. Go to fucking meetings. You don't need no fucking balance. I don't remember ever getting into the fucking cop car with my hands cuffed behind my back and telling the officer, hey, officer, I can't go to jail today. I'm trying to put balance in my life. I'm trying to balance my life, and I can only afford to go to jail 3 days a week and not today. Today's not part of my balance. No, that's not how that fucking works, man. I never told the dealer, hey, I'm not going to shoot heroin today because I'm trying to get some balance. I'm only shooting heroin 3 days a week. Oh, shit. All right. So you guys tell me, what do you think about balance? I think that's ridiculous.
I think before I got here, I was unbalanced. I didn't even know what balance was. So, I mean, for my balance, AA is my balance. You know, meetings in the 4-point plan is my balance. It's how I stay alive. I don't know. Maybe I don't need meetings every day. Maybe I can control my drinking. Maybe I can, but I can't take that chance. I'm not going to risk it because I just, you know, one bad move and I'm done for the rest of my life with my past criminal history, and I can't take that. So my balance is AA. Without AA or the program or the 4-point plan, my life becomes unbalanced. So I continue to go to meetings at least 5 days, 6 days a week.
I can see me and Guy getting together being like, hey, man, what happened to Sean? Man, he relapsed, man. Why
He was
did he
balancing
relapse?
his life.
Yeah, he was balancing.
Yeah.
He had to do some balancing. That's I'll tell you what I know about balancing. When I got clean, I thought I was going to take a bunch of syringes, fill them up with heroin, glue the plungers to the floor so they were all pointing up in the air. And then I was going to try to take a unicycle. I've never ridden a unicycle before. I was going to ride the unicycle over top of the syringes filled with heroin and try to keep my balance. That's about how good I am at balancing. I would have straight fallen off the unicycle and got all shot up full of drugs because I can't balance shit. I'm going to go with imbalance. I'm going to go with, how about as much fucking recovery as I possibly can do? How about that? Because I've seen people that do the minimum amount of recovery that they could do. They're called new admissions into detox. That's what I call those fucking guys. Hey, you going back to detox? Was that part of your balance plan? Like, you're going to stay sober for a couple weeks and then you're going to go back to detox for a couple weeks? Is that your balance? Fucking idiots. They're fucking balanced. Guy, tell me about your balance. I know Guy. Okay, so here's the thing. Guy is always the controversial one. He's always the dissenting opinion. Tell me about your balance, Guy.
I don't know about controversial. I have opinions, of course. Look, we do a 4-point plan. We talk about it here. That's going to get you involved in meetings. Hopefully keep you clean and sober, away from the dangerous substance that you were doing, or substances, whatever. So we do that to get you involved in recovery, get you right in the middle of it. If you back off completely, you're probably not going to have a balance. I agree. You're not going to have a balance. You're probably going to end up getting loaded again if you just get rid of it completely, you know? And sometimes some people might do that. They might just be fully in, and then they'll just be like, well, I can decide to step back a little bit. Maybe I'm not going to do my commitment anymore. Maybe I'm not going to go to as many meetings anymore. Maybe I'll go to the home group when it's convenient for me, when all of those things, right? If we back off enough, then sure, we stand a chance of maybe getting loaded again. But I think that from what I've seen, and even in my experience and a lot of other people that I've seen that have really gotten themselves involved in this, they don't back off that much. You know, some of us, depending on how long we do it, if you just did your first 90 days of being clean and sober, and then you back off to maybe going to one meeting a week, you're going to see a big difference in your life. You're going to feel unbalanced. I don't know whatever the hell that word is, you know, whatever it looks like for that person, you're going to feel different. You just take away a lot of it like that. So I agree with you. I'm not controversial with you. I agree that. So maybe just keep going for a little bit longer after your first 90 days of abstinence, and stick with it a little bit longer.
But yeah, I mean, you need to balance your life out, but I mean, the program should come first because sobriety has to come first, and then you kind of balance the rest of your life in with your program.
Right.
That's my experience. I mean, after my 90, I even asked my sponsor, I'm like, oh, so that means I don't have to go to 7 meetings a week? He's like, no, that's not what it means. I got to take Thursday. I got to take Thursday off, so I still was going to 6 meetings a week for the first year. But what I had to do after that, I got involved in H&I, you know, went to hospitals and institutions and spoke on panels. I balanced that in my new program. And then I also balanced like the AA convention committee in my program. And I had to balance more AA into my life around my work, and because without AA or without the 4-point plan and sobriety, nothing else matters. I mean, it's all a byproduct of life.
Listen, before we got here, all we knew about balance was this. John knew how to balance the spoon on the sink in the bathroom. He knew how to balance it so none of the heroin would fall out.
Gutter.
Guy knew how to balance a glass of beer or a glass of highball glass full of liquor on the edge of the table so it didn't fall off. He was not very good at balance. He spilled a lot of booze, right?
You balanced your head on the curb, right?
Yeah. I used to balance an ashtray on my stomach, but I still would burn holes in all my clothes. We were not very good at balance before we got here. So now all of a sudden we become fucking balance experts. All of a sudden we're the fucking balance beam of AA. No, that's craziness. These people are crazy talking about balance. I say, fuck your balance. I love it because I heard a guy's sponsor talking about balance, and he said the best thing I had heard yet.
What, JR was right?
No, he didn't say JR was right.
Yeah, I know he didn't.
He said no one ever died from going to too many meetings.
Yeah, true. See, when you were sharing, I didn't really understand what you were saying, but now that you broke it down in that way, then it kind of makes sense. But before I was kind of like, oh, JR's kind of on a tangent right now.
Fuck balance.
I was like, well, there we go. But now that you kind of define what you're talking about, it makes more sense.
Oh yeah, I was so excited at that meeting when they started talking about balance. I raised my hand. I was like,
yeah, I know, I saw that.
My hand is raised.
I knew it was.
I'm like, I want to talk about balance. Fuck your balance. I got your balance hanging right here off my nuts. I ain't into no fucking balance. Jesus, with balance.
Yeah, the balance. If it means that you're on the verge of getting loaded and you're not feeling comfortable, which a newcomer might save if they backed off completely from going to a meeting every day, then that's not balance. That's like, shit, I'm going to get loaded. So get your ass back into some more meetings. You know, I understand what you're getting at. And oh shit,
we still hear you.
We can hear you, brother.
All right. So yeah, we don't just get rid of as many meetings or any meetings as much as we can. We just we try to get our ass back in, because that's the balance. That's the balance where you're going to be on the verge of falling out. If you've been clean and sober for
12 years,
year, 2 years, 3 years, you might have to find some balance to get a little bit more recovery, get some more AA, NA, some meetings in your life, working with others, some type of recovery in your life, and maybe a little bit of time with your family, a little bit of time for work, a little bit of time for your health, a little bit of time for whatever. Right. That's the kind of balancing that some people might talk about in recovery. But if you're brand new, saying, I got to figure out some balance, shit, you better make sure that a lot of balance has to do with something in recovery, so you're not going to go out. The balance, like either staying sober or not, then that's when we talk about something like this, the 4-point plan, coming to a meeting every day.
All I can do is compare my life before I got here, and it was not balanced in any way whatsoever. So,
right.
So I started coming to the program. I started to do the 4-point plan. All of a sudden, my life becomes balanced. Why would I stop doing the thing that balanced my life? Before I got here, I didn't have a bank account. I didn't have any money, period. I was trying to balance this, balance that, balance not getting arrested, getting pulled over. And so why would I stop doing the thing that is starting to balance out my life?
So the thing that might keep me out of meetings sometimes is my school schedule, my work schedule, because I work 8 hours a day and sometimes I have class for 6 hours a night. So that's a 14-hour day. That gives me enough time to sleep, and that's it. So yeah. I miss meetings sometimes now at 12 years clean, and it bums me out. I would rather go to a meeting every day. Okay. So when I graduated with my bachelor's degree about a year and a half ago, I wanted to prove to people that even with 10, 11 years clean, I still could do 90 and 90. And I went and I did 90 and 90. Now, there was one day that I didn't make it to a meeting, so I doubled up the next day. But it was the day that I flew back from Hawaii. Now, my point is while I was on vacation in Hawaii, I went to a meeting every day. And people were like, well, you're on vacation. You should be out enjoying Hawaii. And I was. But you know what was fun? Going to a fucking meeting in Hawaii. That shit was awesome, man. I fucking loved it. So I did it every day while I was there. So this whole balance conversation, this debate or whatever the weirdness is behind it does not make sense to me, because even with 12 years clean and sober, I prefer to go to a meeting every day. That's the balance I need. That's the fucking balance I need, because I've got a lifetime worth of fucking doing drugs over here. And if I fucking lay off of meetings, that balance gets imbalanced, and that using drugs thing wants to get me back. It wants to get me back. Addiction wants me back. Heroin wants me back. And I know it because it lives in my brain. It never goes away. Once a pickle, always a pickle. We're like men that lost our legs. We never grow new ones. I got a goddamn disease in my brain that wants me to do fucking heroin. 12 years since the last time I did heroin. It's like, oh, JR, we miss you. Why don't you come back? Like, yeah, like if you see your dealer out on the street, he'll be like, oh, I miss you. I'm like, yeah, I bet you do, motherfucker. I bet you miss my $200 a day, don't you? You son of a bitch. I bet your kids miss me. I bet their shoe dealer misses me. You motherfucker, ruining my life. I'll tell you what balance is. Balance is going to meetings every day, man. Balance for me, that's it. It's having my number one priority in my life has got to be my recovery. My sponsor told me that early on, and it remains true today. Sunday mornings, I wake up, I get to do the 4-point plan podcast with you guys, which I love. As soon as I get off here, I go into a sponsorship family NA meeting with my sponsor, my grand sponsor, and my sponsee brothers, and I love that shit. And like, it's just got to be number one before everything else. Before I do my homework today, before I spend time with my wife or my family today, I have got to be in recovery. Recovery's got to happen every day for me in one form or another. If I'm not going to make it to a meeting because I'm at work and school all day, I better be talking to my sponsor. I better be talking to you two fools. I better be talking to my friends in the program. I got to keep it in, because if I take a day off, where I don't talk to my sponsor, I don't talk to anybody in recovery, I don't go to a meeting, that is fucking dangerous for me, bro. That is super dangerous for me. Some fucking fools are out there saying, well, that's balance. I can't have my life be all about the program. Now, you're a fucking moron, man. Your balance gets thrown off so bad. If you take a day off, bad things could happen. And I know what bad things happen for me, man. I'll be fucking shooting heroin until my arms fall off, and then I'll learn how to shoot heroin with my toes. I'm not kidding. There's a dude in India on YouTube that shoots up with his toes. So I'd fucking figure that out if I had to.
You used to be a subscriber to that channel, huh?
I still check on that guy every once in a while. He's all right.
Yeah, we got to do something daily. I do too. You'll hear that. It's talking to another addict or another alcoholic. Frequent contact with them is something we need to do daily, in my opinion. It's something I have done daily. I've at least done that. I haven't been to a meeting every single day in this past 4+ years, but I have had contact with somebody in recovery, not just a practicing or an active alcoholic or addict, but I have had contact with somebody, and I've talked about recovery, or I've talked about how we do it, or all things like that. True. In the beginning, a place where I found where you can have contact with people in recovery and doing that thing was at those meetings, right? So I found out about, it was suggested about the 4-point plan, going to a meeting every day, getting involved, going to a home group each and every week where I got to see the same people, getting a service commitment, giving back to that meeting, becoming a part of that meeting, having a sponsor, someone you can talk to daily. Usually when you get a sponsor, you can talk to them daily, or you can talk to them when things are getting really bad. They keep you connected as well. That's that connection that we're talking about here. And you have to keep that going. You can't just say, "Oh, my balance is like, well, this week I'm not gonna do anything recovery based at all. I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm gonna ignore the things that want to get me loaded, like that little voice in your head that JR talks about. I believe in that voice, and it's there.
Yeah,
So,
I do a minimum of 5 meetings a week. 3 of those are with my sponsor, my grand sponsor, my sponsor Sobriety.
Fuck
And
yeah.
then I do this on Sundays, and I know this isn't a meeting, but it's recovery based, so that this still counts in my program. I'm not Mr. AA, but I also I'm involved with central office on Thursdays, and I do a meeting there on Thursdays, so I'm volunteering there. But if I like take off one of those things, then it'll become a little bit more imbalanced. If I take off another one, it's a little more imbalanced. I talk to my sponsor every day at 4 p.m. If I miss that, my life will probably become imbalanced. I don't know, because I haven't missed that, and I won't miss that because I have a timer to set my phone for 4 p.m. every day. And if I don't call him, he will call me and ask me, where the fuck are you? What are you doing? Why aren't you? It's 4:30. I have a half-hour window to call him, and if I don't call him, he'll be at my door. Where are you? What are you doing? Not because he's my dad, or not because he's trying to get me in trouble, but because he loves me and he wants to make sure that and it would. If I don't call him, then his life will become imbalanced.
I think some addicts and alcoholics come in, they think of balance, and they think of pouring shot glasses and having the shots be exactly the same level, right? Or maybe getting a bag of weed and splitting it with your friend. And so one of the guys will divide it in half, and then the other guy will decide which half they take, right? That's how they know how to balance, right? So when people in recovery are trying to figure out how to balance, their fucking addict brain is going to say, oh, okay, so I'll go to meetings and do recovery 3.5 days a week, and then I'll drink and smoke heroin 3.5 days a week, and that'll be balance. They don't know how to balance. They're drug addicts. We are drug addicts. We don't know how to balance shit, man. If I was good at balancing, I probably wouldn't have gotten addicted to drugs.
yeah.
True.
Exactly.
I replace my drinking and using with the program and the 4-point plan.
I'm a bad balancer.
Right.
I would never get a balance. I thought balance was buying 10 doobies, selling 7 doobies, and getting 3 doobies for free. And at the end of the week, I always owed money for more doobies. And I was like, oh, my balance is off. Oh, man, I suck at balance.
You got a bad scale. You had a bad scale. That was your problem. It didn't balance it for you.
Here's how good we are at balancing. We used to carry a little metal scale in our pockets to see how much our weed bag weighed.
I
And
remember those.
it was not very accurate, but that's how good we are at balancing. We're about as good at balancing as that little fucking hand scale that we carried in our pocket for the weed.
Yeah, before
Yeah.
digital. Yeah, I remember those. Wow.
Like, oh, look at it. It looks like 3 grams.
That's all we
That
had.
looks like 3 grams to you. It looks like 2 grams to me. Oh man, you're trying to rip me off. It's only 2 grams.
Look at it. Oh, hang on. There's something on there. It's holding it back.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me clean it. Hang on. Now try it. Oh man. Yeah, we're not very good balancers. I understand. And that's a good point, JR. We're not good balancers. You know, we try to balance our substance use and it didn't work out for us. So we end up going saying, man, I need help of some kind. I can't stop this stuff. So we start getting recovery in our lives. That gives us that little balance of whether we're going to get loaded or not. You know, bottom line, that's our number one goal right here. It has to be, because when we start getting, if we think we can start using again, getting loaded again, drinking again, all of that stuff, and then we try to say, well, I just need a little balance. You know, I'm gonna need to get a little bit more AA in my life because I'm getting loaded. You know, no. You need more you don't need a little balance. You just dive back in on the recovery side of it.
More balance and more Brillo pad.
I was going to a lot of meetings, so let me balance it with this glass of whiskey. Oh, okay, now I feel balanced.
Yeah. You're
And
talking
for,
about
you know,
balance on the verge of going out. No, not balance. You need
I think a
driving
normal
to the meetings again.
I think a normal person can balance, you know, going to work all week, every day, spending time with their family, fulfilling their responsibilities, and then maybe on a Friday or Saturday night, going out and having a few cocktails with their friends, not too many, making sure they take a cab home or something like that.
What's that like? That sounds like a Twilight Zone movie or something.
A
All right,
cat?
talk about balance. I'll be right back.
All right. There
What?
he goes.
Where's
All
it
right,
from?
let me tell you about JR.
Okay. This guy, the guy's so controversial. No, but like when I think about balance, you know, like before I got here, like I was always trying to balance, you know, my addiction, and I would have to find loopholes or manipulate or steal or, you know, try to control everything and balance it for my favor so I could stay loaded and stay, you know, just stay out there in the wreckage. I don't know.
Yeah, we try to control.
Yeah. So I
And
try to
then
manipulate.
realize, fuck, I can't control it. So we get our asses in the meetings. We start saying, man, I need help. Let me go to these meetings. And like what we talk about, we go to 90 of them in 90 days, and at least in the beginning, at least. And you know, yeah, and you're still in your first year. If you do those 90 and 90s, you're probably going to keep going after that. That's why I think
They brainwash you.
talk about these things right here, and not just us. A lot of sponsors will tell their new sponsees, all right, I want you to go to a meeting every day for 90 days. I'm
Absolutely.
going to work with you. I want you to do that. You know, it's not like we invented 90 meetings in 90 days. It's something that's been going on for a long time.
Pretty sure it's
Oh,
in the
hey,
book somewhere.
don't be giving away my secrets. I want people to think I invented this.
We don't call you don't have a patent on it.
I'm pretty sure even the courts say 90 and 90 when you get arrested or something. They want you to go do meetings.
Yeah, they do too. The courts use it because they know like this guy needs a radical change in his life.
I know that for a fact because when I got in trouble a few years back and they told me to do 90, I did about 2 of them and I just filled out the rest myself.
Oh, yeah, definitely don't say that. That people are going to start filling out their court cards, man. So
that's
but it's perjury. It's perjury and it's a felony, and you know they will
going to
get
prison.
you, and you will get caught because they know.
I think that 90 and 90 is just training. It just teaches you how to go to meetings every day. You do that for 3 months. At the end of 90 and 90, I wasn't like, oh, time to get some balance. Now I need to go find some balance and not go to. No, I was like, fuck, man, I go to meetings every day. It's what I do. Before, I could not stop, man. I could not stop no matter what. So now I can stop, man. I can go to meetings every day. I can stay sober. I can stop hurting my family. I could stop breaking the hearts of the people that love me the most, because I go to meetings every day. It's a bitching way to live, man. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I got brainwashed. I got brainwashed because when I first started going to my home group, Quality Life, you have to do 90-90, read the big book cover to cover, get a commitment in every meeting. And every commitment you get is a minimum of 6 months long. So even after your 90-90 is done, you still have commitments at every single meeting at every day of the week. So you're still coming back for at least another 3 months. And by the time the commitments are up, you get another one. So just just keeps prolonging your recovery. So I'm actually super grateful that I got brainwashed. I think my mom brainwashed me when I was a kid, but this is a better brainwashing.
Retrain.
Sorry, Mom, I love you.
Our brains and our bodies.
Yeah, it's a rewiring process. It's everything in my brain had to be rewired. And it's not even done being rewired. I have a lot of work to do. But like the main ones are starting to get rewired and revised and updated, and they're being patched to do the right thing, to live the principles, and just to do the next indicated next step. When I first got it, I mean, it's still like it comes down to even like putting your seatbelt on, or just like saying good morning to somebody, and it's not just being honest. And this is the trip how before you know it, you'll see how much it starts working in your life without even realizing it. Being on time and paying your bills on time, and all of a sudden your credit starts going up, and you have a bank account. And like JR told me, 2 years ago when I first met him, he said, "You stay sober, you too will have bills."
You too will have bills.
And he was right.
Fucking love that, man, because before I got sober, I never put my name on a lease. I never put my name on an electric bill or a gas bill. I never bought a car with payments. I was not able to do those normal things that normal people did. Like I had to stay off paper. I had to stay off the radar. I didn't want anybody to be able to know what I was up to, right? No good reason. I was just fucking irresponsible. And so when I would sit in meetings early on and they would say, become a productive member of society, I would sit there and I would think, oh man, I want that, right? I want that. Like, I don't have any place to live because I can't fucking sign a lease because I have no rental history. I have shitty work history and I have no bank account. Like, I can't get my name on a place. And I want that. And now, dude, I got so many fucking bills. It's crazy. But it's a result of staying clean. So this is the point that we always try to make, man. If you just fake it till you make it, if you just do the 4-point plan, if you go to 90 meetings in 90 days, you get a sponsor and use that sponsor and you talk to them every day. If you get a home group and you never miss that home group and you build relationships with people in that home group. And most importantly, if you get service commitments at meetings and you build up that responsibility factor in your brain where you're going to show up when you're expected to show up and do what you're expected to do. If you do these things and you just keep doing them and you just keep doing them, do them for 90 days, do them for 180 days, do them for a year. If you do that, your life will transform. My sponsor always used to say to me, do the program for a year. If you don't do it for a year, can you say you really tried? And at the end of that year, go look in the mirror and ask yourself, has anything changed? If nothing's changed, fuck it, go out and get loaded again. But if you can look in the mirror and you can see a real change in your life and you like what's happening, then keep doing this thing. And sure enough, man, that's what I did. And I heard someone else's sponsor tell him, just stay for 6 months and see if you change. And I said, Bob, that guy only has to do it for 6 months. Why you make me do it for a year? He said, well, you're twice as difficult as most people.
It's going to take a lot more work to get you bounced out.
Good job. You got a good sponsor.
That's your same sponsor today, right?
Yeah. And I remember, so I'm doing this thing the first year and I'm going to lots of meetings and I got lots of commitments. And every time I qualify for a new commitment, like a GSR commitment or an area or regional level commitment, I would take it on. I would speak at meetings. I would speak at panels, and I still struggled. Like I came from nothing. I came from being homeless and broke and nothing. I had nothing. I had no bank account. I had dirty clothes. I was the lowest. I was at my bottom. And so I did all these things. I worked really hard at recovery. And I saw this guy who I admired as a friend, but I thought he was a failure at life and he had a lot of clean time. And I went to my other friend and I was like, hey, I don't want to stay clean if I'm never going to get a better life. And he looked at me, and this is a guy I had 14 years clean, Matt, Big Matt. We called him Big Matt. I looked up to him and he said, JR, I've never seen anybody do what you're doing and fail. And I believed him. And it felt so good to know I was on the right track. And I can say that to both of you motherfuckers now, because I've seen you guys since day one, right? And I can tell you guys, I've never seen people do what you guys are doing and fail. So the future looks brighter. Like with 12 years clean, your life's going to be so much better than mine at 12 years clean because you guys are both smarter than me. Like, fuck, Sean's about to bypass both of us, guys. He's only got fucking 18 months. But
18.
Oh, he's more than 18 now. Isn't he?
April 24th.
So 18 until April 24th.
Yeah, I'm 1 year. I don't do NA, so I have 1 year.
He's got 1 year. He's one.
If all goes well, next month will be.
Well,
if I keep doing,
we'll see.
10 months.
if I keep doing what I'm doing, I will have
23.
2 years next month. I can't see. It's just. Oh.
Yep.
We do that, man. We start to care about other people. We got self-centered disease, and then we have a spiritual awakening. And part of that spiritual awakening is giving a shit about other people. And I love Sean, and I'm excited for you when he gets another year clean.
Does that have a repeat for the next year? Is that forever?
No, that's it. It ends after 2. That's it.
Yep. We got to put it in every year.
Oh.
Every month. With mine, he's got to put it in every day. He's like
up until 5 years, right? 5 years, then you can program it forever.
Well, you're a newcomer for the first 5 years.
Right.
Then you hear a pop, and that's your head popping out of your ass.
Nothing's guaranteed, even at 12 years.
It's just as easy to unprogram those as it is to program them. It's actually easier.
I've been hearing a lot of stories, man, about people with 15, 19 years going out and using. And so at 12 years, man, I don't feel safe. I don't feel like, oh, well, I'm good. I got balance in my life, so I'll be okay. Nah, man. The more I hear about that shit, the more my ass needs to be in a meeting. I need to dedicate myself to this shit like hardcore because I got to do this, man. I got to stay sober. I got to have a life beyond my wildest dreams. I need to keep doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
I need to check your browser history. Make sure you're not looking at unicycles to buy.
Yeah. Ooh, I can balance on my unicycle. A package of outfits.
I'm going to ride this unicycle to Walgreens.
If you're listening to this and you got a family member that's a drug addict and they're talking about outfits, those are syringes. You want to make sure that your kids aren't grabbing new outfits because they're just grabbing new syringes, man. And if they are, maybe you need to turn them onto the 4-point plan. Maybe they need to know about 90 and 90. Maybe they need to find some meetings in their neighborhood. I needed to find people that used like I used and drank like I drank so that I could be understood. I had a disease that lived inside my brain that told me I was special and different and nobody could possibly understand what it's like to be me. And if they lived the life that I lived, they would drink and use too. And that nothing was ever going to help me stop because I was in too much pain all the way down to my soul. All these weird messages, man, that my brain was giving me. And the reason my brain was giving me these messages is because it wanted me to keep drinking and using. All right. So I had to counteract those. I need to balance out my life with going to meetings and hearing people say, we understand. We drank like you drank. We used like you used. And we turned our lives around and we got awesome lives because we go to lots of meetings and we call our sponsor and we go our home group and we got commitments. I had to find these people, man, because otherwise, without a question, I'd be dead. And I'm pretty sure with these two fools I got on this podcast with me, both of them would be dead too. Yeah, guy, you could look at me funny, but you know as well as I know that your ass drank like a fish,
Oh,
a
yeah.
fish in the ocean. You could
Check
have
the
drank the
morgue.
fucking Pacific, brother.
You'd be into the morgue. Check the morgue,
Check
motherfucker.
the morgue. Where's Guy? Check the fucking morgue.
Everybody would ask me for wishes all the time when I was drinking that much.
Wishes?
They'd be like, "Can you give me 3 wishes?" I'd be like, "What are you talking about, man?" They call me Genie. So I said,
In the
"Oh,
bottle.
bottle, man."
Oh my God.
Yeah. Guy is a genie in a bottle. Well, now you're out the bottle, man. You're
Yeah.
out of water.
I'm granting myself wishes now. All the
Yeah.
wishes I wanted are starting to come true now.
Hell yeah.
I
Hell
stand a
yeah.
chance at getting them.
Hell to the yeah.
As long as you balance out your life.
It's
Why
only
was I-
balance, man. Is the only balance I could see is if I fucking do recovery as long and as hard as I did drugs. And I did so many drugs that they wanted to amputate my arms from fucking putting too many drugs in them. I was able to keep my arms, but there's no question in my mind that if I go back to using, I will lose my arms, right? So I need to keep fucking doing meetings until it becomes life threatening. And so far, no one has ever died from going to too many meetings.
The great wise man said, nobody's ever died from going
like
to
that
too
guy.
many meetings.
Yeah,
That's not my Bob. That's your Bob.
that's my Bob.
Oh,
First time I heard him say that, I was like, I like that.
did you believe him?
Yeah, because I heard at that point, I got Bob as my sponsor later on, but I was already doing the 90 and 90. And I was like, I was like buying into the, like, go to meetings a lot and just getting myself involved in it too, getting a commitment at the meetings, start talking to the people at the meetings, not just show up there and look around. I would, I was getting involved, and then he said that, and I was like, all right, this guy, he likes going to meetings too. And I would see him at meetings all the time as well. I'd see this guy at meetings a lot, and I was like, all right, he takes this thing pretty freaking serious. And
Now you have grandbabies,
yeah,
sponsors, grand sponsees.
yeah,
How's that make you feel?
pretty wild.
Is that why you grew your beard out so long?
Yeah, more
More distinctive.
wiser.
You need to balance your meeting attendance better than you balance that fucking beard. Jesus,
razor.
people.
Yes.
If you listen to the podcast today, you can't see Guy. He's got this neck beard that just goes on forever. It is the most disgusting thing you ever seen in your life. It looks like someone took a
Most
raccoon tail and glued it to his fucking
That looks
neck from
pretty
ear to
clean,
ear.
man.
It is horrendous.
That
It looks like there's a dead animal on your face. Oh my God, that's the ugliest beard I've ever seen in my life. Have you ever seen a beard before, or you just made this one up on your own? Oh, is that thing on your face, Guy? Oh my goodness. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't see it, just trust me when I tell you, Guy has the
JR.
ugliest beard in California.
If you can't see it,
maybe
you're in
when you
luck.
GR, maybe when you hit 13 years, you'll be able to grow a beard. I don't know, but
It's like if you can't see it, you're super happy.
You look like you're going down on a hippie chick at a Grateful Dead concert.
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed talking about balance. I know I did, because the truth is the only balance I need in my life, man, is I need to stay sober. And otherwise, I'm off balance. If I'm using, my balance goes out the window. It goes straight to hell. Because if I'm not in recovery, I'm into fucking using. If I'm into using, I'm into jails, institutions, and death. Like, what do you really want your balance to be? Fucking in a fucking casket? I saw a photo of my fucking nephew, man, and it was so heartbreaking because he was in his casket, in his fucking red t-shirt, and his girlfriend and his 1-year-old baby was in her arms, and she was reaching out to him in the casket, and it was just heartbreaking, man. It was just the saddest thing you ever saw in your life. And it was all because, man, there was no more balance. There was fucking drugs and death. And that's the balance you get, man. If you keep using, you don't fucking get to stick around. You do not get to stick around. So the way to balance it out, man, is to just stay sober, just to fucking go to lots of meetings. And then just, you know what? Fuck balance, man. Fuck balance. What you need to do is imbalance your life and have it full on heavily tilted into recovery. No one's going to fucking relapse because they went to too many meetings. Oh my God, what happened to that guy? Why did he relapse? Well, because he was really into AA. Bullshit. You know what happens? People that are really into AA, they stay fucking sober for a long fucking time. What's Danny Trejo got? 40 years sober, 50 years sober? That motherfucker goes to meetings all the time. And he's fucking rich and famous. I'm just saying, man, you don't need to fucking come up with any new ideas. Your fucking thinking sucks balls at 90 days anyways. What you need to do is go to lots of meetings until you fucking die. How about that? Just go to lots of meetings for the next 50, 60, 80 years, okay? And then don't worry about fucking balance and shit, all right? If I was worrying about balancing, I'd be on a fucking unicycle falling down and getting shot full of heroin. So fuck all that. I'm just going to stay off the unicycle and stay in the meetings. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
What's balance look like for you?
I had something I was gonna say. I don't know. I mean, because I know we talked about brainwashing, and it kind of sounds like a negative thing, but that's what, like, for me, that's what my brain needed, because my brain knew one way, and that was just to stay off balance and stay getting loaded and stay, causing chaos. And so when we talk about the brainwashing, it's actually a positive thing, because my whole brain had to get brainwashed and rewired to work. Because I didn't know any other way to live. My life was unbalanced. Without AA and the program and the 4-point plan, my life has become balanced, and everything that I have and am working for is a direct result of the 4-point plan. Sean out.
Guy, what do you think, man? 4-point plan, balance, what do you think?
That balance means nothing if you're getting loaded. You got to, number one, stay clean and sober. Stay in this thing. 4-point plan is a good way to get people in this thing and to keep them doing this thing. And I think that's why we talk about it.
That's right. Here's what we want you to do. We want you to find a meeting. We want you to go in the meeting, and we want you to balance your ass on a chair in a meeting for the next 90 days. And then you got to get sponsored that meeting. You got to find a home group meeting, and you got to get commitments at meetings, because the 4-point plan is where the balance is at, baby. The 4-point plan is where recovery is at. And 4-point plan is where you can find a life beyond your wildest dreams. And I know all about finding a life beyond my wildest dreams, because I did with the 4-point plan. And you can too. 4-point plan, life beyond your wildest dreams. 1990, get sponsored, home group and commitment. 4-point plan is the way to go, baby. Yeah.